Welcome back, coffee fans. This is Shaky Java here with the continuing quest to set my pressure properly for my Gaggia Classic here. In prior episodes we have built a steam wand pressure gauge, and now we're going to go inside the guts of the machine to try to turn down the OPV valve. Today's lesson will involve a Phillips head screwdriver, a 17mm hex nut and a socket wrench, and a 5mm hex key. Now, there's a lot of videos and forums about this on the interwebs, but nothing that I could find that was video based, so it was always a little tricky and I wasn't sure. Hopefully, if I was doing things right, hopefully this video will help you. Now, I've already removed the Phillips head screws from the top plate here, so I'm just going to go ahead and lift that cover out. And if you look inside here, and we are back. Apologies for the interruption. I wanted to put on a headlamp to make sure we could see everything properly. Now, many of you know the parts of your Classic, but for those of you who don't, this guy right there is the overpressure valve, and you'll notice he has a tube coming out the top that goes back into your reservoir. And to make an adjustment, you need to first pull off that tube, gently grabbing the hose, pulling with a little bit of force. Shouldn't be too frayed there. And then you'll see this nice piece, which is the point of having the 17mm bolt. So you just stick a nice little socket wrench there. Make sure your guy is going the right way. And do a little lefty-loosey. Actually, maybe not do lefty-loosey. Make sure he's set properly. And he's set a little tight, so I'm going to go adjust this. So after a little wrestling match, he's now finger loose, and I can pull this out of here. So I'm just going to twist him off. And I was running a bar too high, so we're just going to make a couple of adjustments. You can kind of see the hex nut down there. And that thing, he's all covered with water, and yes, that's what we're going to adjust. So we're going to pull out our 5mm Allen wrench or hex key or whatever you call it. Not that guy. I use the one from my bike kit, which happens to be laying around the house. No problem. Excuse me, lying around the house. And so I have it in there. Now you'll know that it's in there. It'll kind of set in a little bit. So you may be bopping around and wondering if you're in. It'll kind of set in there. And I am going to turn him counterclockwise about 90 degrees and see if I can get a little bit of adjustment. So that's it. I'm going to put this guy back on. After that minor adjustment, that's all it takes. And then I'm going to do another shot and we'll see how it turns out. And if that doesn't work, we'll come in here and we will do it again. By the way, be sure your machine is off before doing this. So I should have said that up front. And we'll give it another shot. See you soon. Okay, we're going to make sure that this test is ready to go. And first we're going to prime this gauge by making sure that there's some water in it. The machine's up to speed. And I am going to open up the gauge. You can see there's some water coming out. And here's some of the pressure. I'm going to turn on the brew. Watch the water coming out, and as the water is coming out, make sure that it stays full. I will just shut it. And you can see it's running at really low pressure because water is just running through the system. So, time to prepare the sacrificial puck. Okay, sacrificial puck is ready. We are about to pull a shot here. I'm going to do some minor amount of temperature surfing, and we will get ready to go. But the bottom line is, the wand has been primed, the light is on. I will now press brew. Still appears to be very high, but lower than before. This seems to ramp. And it's brewing a nice little cup over here. It's actually sitting right around 9 for the brew. The brew is looking okay. We'll see here. There's an alternate method of measuring your pressure, and that has to do with flow. I think I'm seeing some blonding. And there went the OPV valve because I put the thing in backwards. But We're gonna what I'm gonna do is probably experiment with this for a few days and see if it's what I like, and maybe even do a flow test. But there you have it. That's a basic OPV valve modification with some measured results. Thank you. If you have any comments or questions, they're always welcome. And special thanks to people at Home Barista who helped with some of this guidance. Thanks so much.